Okay, I want to show you a couple more ideas for ways that you can track learners' progress using those sheets that we have provided. So in this video, I'm just going to go over how to add comments to each cell within those spreadsheets, how to insert and use checkboxes, and then give you a couple more ideas on how you might want to track your learners' progress. So let's go here. Escape here, right to one of the spreadsheets. Here's an example of the Foundation A. As you learned earlier, this is a spreadsheet that has the 2 tabs option running. So you can see the whole class tab and you can also see each individual student. First, I'm going to show you how to insert a comment. So I'm going to click refresh here really quickly so that this appears the same way you'll see it. All right. So it may be that you want to make a note on an individual task related to a student, potentially the theme that they finished that task for, or if you want to say this was an entry skill, but they completed it as they entered the class rather than getting this skill during the class. So comments would be useful for those sorts of things. Sometimes you can see the insert comment icon up here, but we can't see it on my screen yet. So I'm going to click on these 3 dots to show more options for functions up here. And there's my insert comment button right there, the one that looks like a dialog box with a plus sign inside. So I'm going to click on that. And that immediately allows me to insert something. So I'm going to say that this was an entry skill for that learner. And then click on comment. And now when you look at that box, you can see up in the top right corner, that tiny triangle that indicates that there's a comment in that box. And as soon as I hover near that box, I can see what that comment was. There's another comment in that cell, another comment in that cell. You will notice, though, that these comments do not transfer to the individual learner. So notice CPA has 2 comments on hers. And when we go over to her individual tab, it's just showing her badges. It doesn't show that she has comments when she really does have comments. So that's one slight downside of that. Also notice if you click on your comment box again, you can click on these 3 dots to get more options. You can edit your original comment. So let's just say you were showing themes. And they already did the food theme, and then later on they did the family theme, and then later on they did a community theme or topic for vocabulary. You could keep adding that information. And if you no longer wanted the comment there, you would simply delete it. Yes, I want to delete it, and you'll see there's no comment left there anymore. So that's about comments. Now let's switch to using checkboxes. So I want to point out to you that in each of the spreadsheets online, there's a tab auto-loaded that says Symbols Ideas Template. That just reminds you of a couple more ways that you can track learners' progress. Of course, we load for you the badge system where you can copy and paste these star symbols to indicate that a student finishes a task, but it could be that you don't want that manner of tracking learners' progress. So here are a couple more ideas. One of those ideas is the use of checkboxes. So let me just show you really quickly. If you want a checkbox to appear in learners' cells instead, the way that you would get checkboxes is by going up to Insert and clicking on Insert, and then you'll see that the checkbox option is located down here. Click on Checkbox, and there the checkbox is. If you want a whole bunch of checkboxes to appear, just drag the cells over. It's going to keep having those appear. If you want them to change color, go up to the font, change the color, and you can change the fill color behind the cell as well. Let's see here. You'll want to make sure that the text color is different from that so that you can clearly see. So those are just a couple options along with checkboxes. And then when the student completes the task, you would click on the checkbox to mark it as complete to show that. Again, another warning here. The checkboxes, they do show up in the 2 tabs option, but they don't show up as text checkboxes. They show up using words true and false. False means not finished, but there's a checkbox there, and true means the checkbox was checked, so the student has finished that task. Okay, so that's a little bit about checkboxes. Of course, you can also just use words to track learners' progress. So just instead of badges, putting yes or done, if that appeals to you. Another option is to use the date completed. Okay. So those are just a few more ideas instead of this badge system on how you may use this tracking sheet.